So let me go to the phones. Let me go to Kathy in Michigan. Hello, Kathy. You're on the Glenn Beck program.
Hello, Glenn. I had to call and tell you that when I get requests from the GOP in the mail for donations, I've been sending them back with big red ink. Not until you vote and act like a conservative. Maybe then I'll reward you with my hard-earned dollars. And I'm sending them in the mail.
I think that is a really good idea. I would, and may I ask you to add one thing to that?
Sure.
In the meantime, I've sent a check to FreedomWorks or Senate Conservative Tom.
I think that's great. I've already supported those groups, too. And I started thinking about a month ago, why am I supporting the RNC as well? This is nuts.
You're not. You shouldn't.
Yeah. And then I mentioned to my mother, just as an aside here, and she told me, my gosh, my 79-year-old mother's been doing it, and so has her friends. They've been sending the letters back on their own already, so maybe there have been others. That's
really good to hear, Kathy. And I think there's going to be a lot more. I mean, these senators that have declared war, they have declared war on constitutional conservatives. Go ahead. Bring it on. Bring it on. You think you have all this power. Well, you're only going to have the power of these giant corporations. And maybe you think it's look, we've already been left out in the cold. It can't make it worse. Can't make it worse. I personally think that a new day is about to dawn because they don't do this. They don't do what we told you they did today with Senator Mitch McConnell. And there's one other that I don't have the name yet, but I will. And when I get that other name, I will tell you who the other person was. But they threatened all of the senators, all the GOP senators. If you play with FreedomWorks or you get $1 from the Senate Conservative Fund, you're an enemy. You're an enemy. That was said by the senator that I don't know who it was. Mitch McConnell just gave a very passionate speech behind closed doors, not supposed to be revealed, and revealed by really somebody I consider, and correct me if I'm wrong, Pat and Stu know who it is, somebody that I consider more of a friend of Mitch McConnell's than a friend of mine.
Yeah, I mean, I would certainly say closer that way.
So, their own people are turning on them because they're seeing what monsters they're turning into. And so I would just suggest that if you want to make a difference, the Republicans in the Senate have just told us how to do it. It's not our side. It's their side. They've named the enemy. And the enemy is the constitutional small government conservatives and the organizations that stand by the Constitution. By name, FreedomWorks, if you'd like to make a contribution, 888-564-6273, or you can go to freedomworks.org, click on the red contribute button, the upper right-hand corner, and make a contribution. The other one is the Senate Conservative Fund. This is the one that Jim DeMint started. It's senateconservatives.com, upper right-hand corner. Click the contribute button, or you can mail a check to the Senate Conservatives Fund, P.O. Box 388, Alexandria, Virginia, 22313. Warn you, if you do this, if you get something from the RNC or the GOP or any of these guys, if you send that envelope back, or they call you for a contribution, sorry, I'm not giving to you anymore. I'm giving to FreedomWorks and the Senate Conservatives Fund. You say that, and you will chill them to the bone. But you have to actually back it up. I think defund the GOP. I think now's the time. They're terrified. Terrified. Because only people who are terrified act this way.